For the second day in a row, Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest comes to you from Cashman Field in Las Vegas, where yesterday the Rangers knocked off the Chicago Cubs 12-7, and today they go for a 2-game sweep here in Vegas. Welcome, Dave Barnett, along with Tom Grieve. Derek Holland, a very strong start yesterday. 4 innings, allowed only 1 hit. We'll see how close to that effort Matt Harrison can come today.
Yeah, you know, the Rangers, Dave, are very fortunate to have both these young starters in their rotation. They both came into their own last year with terrific seasons. For Matt Harrison, it was a 14-9 season, an ERA about in the middle threes. And if you look to Matt and see what he did better last year than in prior years, I think it really was his strikeout to walk ratio. Coming into last season, it was about 1.3 to 1. Last year, it was over 2 to 1. Really improved in that area, gained a lot of confidence pitching in postseason play. Big things are expected of him this year as well.
Matt Harrison, today's Dairy Queen starting pitcher. Again, the Rangers hoping they can leave here later this afternoon, having won both games against the Chicago Cubs. We'll return to Cashman Field lineups and next. Better pizza, Papa John's. By Captain Morgan, raise your glass, always in moderation. By Ozarka brand 100% natural spring water. And by Dairy Queen, DQ. That's what I like about Texas. Very cool. It's been sunny most of the day, but cloud cover now over Cashman Field. There were just a few raindrops yesterday, mostly late in the game. Not long after it ended, there was a real thunder shower, but today, so far, it's been dry. It is breezy as it was yesterday, but today the breeze mostly blowing out to straightaway center, or right now slightly to left center field. Hitters had to deal with wind blowing in at sometimes up to 30 miles an hour yesterday. So more favorable conditions today for both these lineups. Let's look at the Chicago Cubs batting order, brought to you by the City of Surprise. And it'll begin with Dave Sapeltis in center field. Blake DeWitt is in left, and the DH again, the former Ranger Alfonso Soriano. Brian LaHare, cleanup batting first baseman. Joe Mather is in right field. The catcher is Steve Clevenger. Edgar Gonzalez at third. Junior Lake at short. And batting ninth at second base, Bobby Scales. The Cubs yesterday seeing their losing streak extend to 6 straight games, while the Rangers were able to get a win. Lots of late offense in that game. Matt Harrison hoping for some early offense today. It would improve the Rangers' record to 4-10 with 1 draw. And if you keep track of such things as Cactus League standings, the Rangers are currently 4th among the AL West teams, trailing the A's by some 7 games. The A's off to a very strong spring start. They are 12-4.
It's kind of the age-old question, Dave. How important is it to win games in spring training? And I think every manager would say, I go into every single game trying to win. But at the same time, very few times, at least the first half of spring training, do you have your regular lineup in at the end of the ball game. Very seldom do you have your 8th, 9th inning guys pitching in the game late. And so strange things can happen in the game. Sometimes it boils down to whose minor league players are playing the best the first half of spring training as to whose team leads the standing. So it really doesn't mean a lot. I think most times a major league manager would say, I want to make sure we all get our work in, everyone's prepared to start the season, and we're healthy as a team. And if that's the case, then you really don't look back at your one-loss record very much. And for a team like the Rangers, a proven team, one-loss record doesn't mean a lot. The standings in the American League West are kind of upside down, right? Just barely in front of the Rangers are the Angels, and then the 2 teams leading are Seattle and Oakland. And I think most people would expect those to turn around by the end of the regular season.
We are not sure why this game is delayed in getting started. We should have had our first pitch about 4 minutes ago.
Well, one thing is Matt Harrison just finishing his warm-ups down the left field line. He's just walking in toward the dugout, so I'm not sure if that has something to do with it, if Matt got a late start down there. Whatever the reason, we'll be about 5 minutes late. Matt's walking into the dugout. He'll probably get a little drink of water, sit down for a couple seconds, and go get him.
Well, while we await the first pitch, we'll take a break and be back in a moment, hopefully, for baseball. Matt Harrison has taken the mound and taking his final few warm-up tosses. He'll face Sipelt, DeWitt, and Soriano here in the top half of the first inning. Cubs the home team yesterday, and the flip-flop today. And we are just about set to go at last. Matt, in his first 2 starts, credited with 1 victory, an ERA of 1.80 in 5 innings, allowing 4 hits, has not walked a batter, and he has struck out 2. So we're approximately 6 minutes late, but we are underway. And the first pitch, Sipelt showing bunt, pulls back and takes strike 1. Foul straight back and quickly 0-2.
I saw Derek Holland yesterday start the game off in the first inning and most of the second inning, throwing almost all fastballs, good fastballs too, 94 miles an hour with good movement on it. There, the fastball just threw it right by Sipelt. Derek remarked that he came into the game out of the bullpen feeling like he had as good movement on his fastball as he can ever remember. And so he featured it early. Nothing fancy there, but good fastball down and in from Matt Harrison. 3 fastballs, see you later.
Quick work of Sipelt for out number 1. Here's Blake DeWitt, Cubs left fielder. Yesterday he also batted second, but played third base. So had 2 balls and no strikes. Home plate umpire today is Scott Berry. Adrian Johnson at third. Kerwin Danley at second, and Dana DeMuth is at first. Taking a little something off there.
Now, when Matt runs that fastball, his 2-seam fastball into the left-hand hitters and gets that kind of movement, it's a tough pitch to hit.
Nice job at first base by Mitch Moreland, as the throw by Andrews pulls him off the bag, but he still manages to get the tag down.
Another good fastball right in on the fist. Jammed DeWitt. Weakly hit to shortstop. Elvis's ball just sailed on him, it looked like a little bit. And Mitch comes off the bag and makes the tag just in time.
Just grazed him. Good call over there by Dana DeMuth. So with 2 outs, nobody on, here is Soriano. And Harrison starts him with a strike. Very productive spring for Alfonso Soriano. Among the home run leaders in Arizona with 4. Soriano yesterday 1 for 3. Drove in a run and scored a run. Almost all the offense came very late yesterday. Rangers scored a total of 9 runs in their last 2 at bats. Cubs had 6. 0-2. Soriano reaches. Brian LaHare would be the batter. Harrison, the winning pitcher in the first Ranger victory in Cactus League play this year. That is a foul ball, barely. Just over third when it was fielded by Beltre.
Soriano's a much different looking player right now than he was when he was with the Rangers. When he was with the Rangers, speed was a major component of his game. Now, not quite the same. He's much bigger now. Legs are much bigger. Doesn't steal bases like he used to. Doesn't run like he used to, for that matter. Talked about this yesterday. In 2006 with Washington, he had the big year right before he signed the huge contract with the Cubs. He stole 41 bases. He's only stolen 50 in 5 years with the Cubs.
2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 first for Matt Harrison. Andrews and the Rangers coming to bat. See the wind blowing straight out to center field here at Cashman Field. The Rangers will line up this way. And the starting lineup brought to you by the City of Surprise. It'll be Elvis Andrus leading off. Julio Bourbon DHing batting second. Hamilton is at left. Beltre hitting third baseman with Nelson Cruz in right. Batting sixth at first is Mitch Moreland. With a late scratch at catcher. And we were told Chris Robinson was going to get the start. Originally, Yorvi Torrealba was in the starting lineup. But it's Robinson batting in the seventh spot. Martin eighth and Garcia in the 9 hole. And strike one to Elvis Andrus.
Chris Volstad is going to start for the Cubs today. They got him in a trade. Interesting trade. One of their standouts over the last 7 or 8 years has been Carlos Zambrano. He kind of fell into disfavor last season. He was traded along with some cash to help pay his contract for Chris Volstad. The Cubs are happy to get rid of Carlos Zambrano, even though it cost him some money to eat part of that contract, and they're hoping that Chris Volstad will come into his own as a starting pitcher. He was 12-9 last year with a 4.58 ERA. That's just about his career ERA. He's had 102 major league starts, a little bit under 500, and an ERA of 4.59.
2-2 pitch to Elvis. Got him swinging. Volstad is 6'8", 230 pounds. 25, a native of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Still makes his home there. First round draft pick by the Marlins, 16th overall, 2005 draft. Out of Palm Beach Gardens High School.
Yeah, I think that's one of the keys when you look at him and his prospects for developing into a frontline pitcher. He was a high school pitcher. He's only 25 years old, yet he's got several years under his belt. He hasn't distinguished himself yet as a top of the rotation guy, but he has the talent to do it.
Bourbon with the chopper to Scales. 2 quick outs for the Ranger first.
Game starting like yesterday's. Good pitching, some quick innings, not much in the way of offense very early in this game. But yesterday it was a 3-1 ball game through 7 innings.
Then as the weather got worse, the offenses got better.
Not sure if the wind turned around a little bit, but it was definitely helping the ball travel toward left field late in the game yesterday. Blew down a couple to right field during the game.
0-1 to Josh Hamilton. A little bit high and tight there. Josh hitting 160, only 1 run batted in this spring. He was 4 for 25. And 2 balls and a strike. Hoping those numbers will be higher this year across the board if he can stay healthy most of the year. That's really only happened a couple of times so far in Hamilton's Ranger career. Volstad matches top velocity we've seen so far with that pitched. And up high in the zone, Hamilton couldn't resist. This is with the curve, the count now full. Josh coming to count lighter this year by about 15 pounds. Hoping that could be one way to stay healthy. Maybe get in as many as 150, 155 games. And boy, if he stays healthy for a year, no telling where those numbers could end up.
Yeah, if the Rangers can get 20 more games out of Hamilton, Cruz, Beltre, and Napoli, obviously stands to reason that they could have an even better offensive year than they did last year. Keep their key guys healthy.
So the streaming liner produces the first base runner for either team, and Volstad perfectly centering that pitch up. Belt high down the heart of the plate. So with 2 outs Hamilton to board. Here's Adrian Beltre. Starts in with the curve for the strike. Adrian has been getting off base. He has reached via either a hit or a walk in 7 of the 8 games he's played so far. And he's come through well with runners in scoring position, 5 for 7 with those scoring opportunities. Lays off the breaky ball, and it is 1-2. Our Reliant power numbers. Homers last season, Beltre and Kinsler leading the way with 32. Napoli close behind. Cruz and Hamilton. Still impressive numbers considering how much time they missed. Beltre trying to size up a new face. One of the Rangers much experience hitting against Volstad. Just came over in January from the Marlins. And a little dribbler. That's a fair ball and fielded by Clevenger for the out. Rangers get the 2-out single by Hamilton, but that's it in the first. After 1, we're scoreless in Las Vegas. A reminder that Coca-Cola Total Family Packs are available for both Sunday through Thursday Rangers games in upper or lower reserve seats. You'll save up to 50% on 4 tickets, hot dogs, and Cokes. Plus, get 2 Kids Zone wristbands and 1 souvenir program. Order online at TexasRangers.com/family. Families all over the berms here in either corner of Cashman Field. Ryan LaHare sends a broken bat grounder out to Elvis Andrus. Elvis is thrown barely in time to get to McPherson.
And 4 batters, 2 have struck out and 2 have hit jam shot, broken bat, ground balls to shortstop. Yeah, looks like he's really throwing hard and also throwing to his location too, throwing it right where he wants to early in the game. If he can run that fastball like that in on the fist to the left-hand hitters, that can help counteract the problems, at least minor problems, that he's had against left-hand hitters. Left-hand hitters have hit somewhere in the 270s against Matt, and as he came to spring training, one of the things he talked about was studying the left-hand hitters and developing a way that he can consistently get them out better. And there's a great way to do it so far in this game. Run that 94-mile-an-hour fastball in on their fists with a little bit of movement and knock the bat right out of their hands.
And you saw how well LaHare ran, because Elvis didn't dawdle on that throw. He got rid of it as soon as possible, and just maybe a half step ahead of Lahair's arrival at first. 2 balls and a strike now to Mather. Spent 11 years in the Cardinals system, in which he totaled 126 games in the majors. He's a 3rd-round pick in 2001. Breaking ball takes care of Mather.
Oh, Matt can't throw the ball much better than this. I love the attitude and the way that Matt came into camp. He came in not expecting anything. A lot of guys that went 14-9 with a 3.39 ERA would have just assumed that everything is going to work out fine as far as the rotation goes, and it probably will. But Matt came in with the attitude, I've got to go win a job. And so he's come in again in great shape. He's focused. I think that was one of the big things Matt did last year. He matured. He learned to focus. He gained confidence. And he was one of the better pitchers in the American League.
Grounded up the middle, backhand. Garcia. Harrison again sets down the Cubs in order. He's retired the first 6, 3 on strikes. Bottom of the 2nd, the Rangers will have Cruz, Moreland, and Chris Robinson up to the plate. And Tom, are you hungry?
We have a visitor straight from Papa John's. Pizza right out of the oven. Thank you very much, Mr. Vegetable.
Can you come back in about the 7th inning?
Of course. You always come back.
We were thinking about sharing this with Evan Grant.
You can share with whoever you want to. That's a large 8 slices. You're all set.
Thank you very much. Great.
Can we come back here every year?
That's the first giant, whatever you want to call him, vegetable that actually talked. Usually the mascots don't talk. Heck, that one talked.
He was doing bits. He's got the whole act down. Well, thank you, Papa John's, for that delivery. Nelson Cruz at 292. 6 RBIs. And Volstad ahead of Nelly, no balls and 2 strikes. Cruz, the Rangers' RBI leader. And lays off the slow curve. Nelly, another Ranger who worked hard in the offseason, took off some significant weight, hoping that that will make the season easier on his hamstrings. At some point every year to this point, the hamstrings have caused Nelly some problems. Hoping to put an end to that. Volstad puts it into that at bat with his 2nd strikeout.
Good curveball right there from Volstad. I'm going to talk about Volstad early in the game. 4.59 lifetime ERA, but when you just isolate his pitches, he's got the kind of stuff to be much better than that. That was good curveball. got a good fastball with some movement. It's just a matter of growing up, maturing, gaining confidence, better command, all those little things that go into being a pitcher. You start with talent. He's got that. You can't manufacture talent. You can develop the other things.
Mitch Moreland has had a streaky spring. Hit a long home run in the spring opener at Surprise Stadium. Then went very cold. 0 for 14. He's 8 for his last 16 now over his last 6 games. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ron Washington giving Mitch some extra at bats over the last few days in split squad situations. Putting him in the lineup for both games. Swung on and missed. And Cruz and Moreland down on strikes to begin the Rangers second.
Yeah, good off-speed pitches by Bolstead. Take a look at this pitch. Good overhand curveball. When you watch Bolstead pitch, go back maybe 10 or 15 years. He used to be a pitcher for Seattle, Eric Hansen. I think his first name was Eric.
He was.
Big, tall right-hander who had a good curveball, sneaky fastball. Bolstead has some of those same qualities.
Up the middle and through, and a base hit. And it is Martinez rather than Chris Robinson. We had some changes in the original starting lineup in terms of who was going to catch. It was originally Yorvi Torrealba. He was scratched. And it turns out to be Martinez who gets the start, and he gets the Rangers' second 2-out hit.
Well, Bolstead mowed down most of the big league hitters, and Martinez drilled that ball. Pretty good sinker, too.
And Leonis Martin, first ball hitting, chops one foul. Only run batted in on a home run. Very talented Cuban. Still somewhat raw. That's what spring's all about. Get some refinement. Our team pops out to Junior Lake. Both innings so far. The Rangers getting a 2-out single, but nothing more. We're scoreless after 2. Matt Harrison out for the 3rd inning. In the first 2, he has struck out 3, all swinging, and gotten 3 ground ball outs. So far, no business for the Ranger outfield at all. In the bottom 3rd of the order for Dale Swain. We'll begin with the third baseman Edgar Gonzalez, followed by Junior Lake and Bobby Scales.
Dave, it should be reported that one trip through the press box and Papa John's pizza is gone.
What?
Yes.
We didn't get a single piece.
No, I opened the box. The smell permeated the press box, and hands reached, and the pizza disappeared.
Now, we did get him on the record, on camera, promising us a return visit, did we?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some representatives from Pizza Hut here. I mean, from Papa John's here a little bit later.
Yes, that was Papa John's. Slow chopper to third, and Adrian Beltre throws out Edgar Gonzalez. 7 up and 7 down.
Got to clarify exactly what that was that delivered the pizza too. Did you? I didn't get a good look at it.
What species he is?
Yeah, was it like a vegetable?
Yeah, looked kind of like an animated vegetable type character.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
He's a slice of pizza.
We're told. Okay.
All right. Kurt Dykert knows his pizza. On the up showing bunt, Junior Lake hitting 176 on the year. Cactus League numbers there. 6'2", 215-pounder out of baseball factory known as San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. Lake just 22. Signed in 2007 as a teenager. Matt Harrison has been working ahead of almost everybody. Consistently throwing strike one. Mixing the pitch as well, the fastball, the breaking ball. Not letting the hitters maneuver into a hitter's at bat based on the count. That sends some folks scrambling down there.
That hit somebody. Get a few chuckles down there. There's a pretty good chance it did hit somebody. Let's check it out. Boink.
Sure did.
Not sure who that was that got hit, but the rest of them really enjoyed it. You want to get a good laugh in a baseball dugout, a bullpen? Let someone get hit by a line drive. Don't ask me why that's funny, but
because it wasn't you.
Because they're still laughing though.
Laughs maybe of just sheer relief. That screamer didn't hurt anybody. Block in the dirt by Martinez, and the count even at 2-2. Rangers fly back to Surprise, Arizona after this game, and tomorrow at 3 Central on Fox Sports Southwest, we will have the telecast of Yu Darvish's first start at Surprise Stadium.
Looking forward to that game tomorrow. Can't wait. I was surprised to read that he has gone a year at a time without pitching from a windup.
Must be a Japanese thing.
That's something he's been working on. Get comfortable pitching out of the windup. A lot of relievers throw only out of the stretch. A lot of times they come in with men on base and they're going to be pitching from the stretch anyway. They're not going to be in the ball game very long.
This is the first 3-ball count for Matt Harrison. And the chopper over to Andrus.
We saw that a lot from Matt last year. A lot of ground balls, especially when he needed them most. Double play situations. Time and time again, Matt got the ground ball to get out of a jam.
And when he was on, he also broke a ton of bats. Among the pitchers in baseball who, not that it's an official stat, but unofficially was among the leaders.
Well, he's got a couple of them already today, too.
Yep. Bobby Scales fouling that one back over the roof. Fouled off again, and it's 0-2. 8 up, 8 down so far. And Harris ahead here, no balls and 2 strikes, and he blows them away with high heat. 3 innings, 3 up and 3 down, with a total of 4 strikeouts. And that's about it. Although some threatening skies above the stadium. Our pleasure to welcome now Rangers pitching coach Mike Maddox. And Mike, thanks for spending some time with us here. How about the first 3 innings by Matt Harrison today?
Well, I tell you what, he kind of set the tone there in the first inning. He's coming at you. He's bringing all he's got and throwing the ball pretty hard, looks like, but better than that, he's making pitches. Changed speeds effectively and expanded ahead in the zone quite effectively.
You know, Mike, we saw pretty much the same thing yesterday from Derek Holland. Would you say that both of these guys are great examples of the old phrase in baseball, when the light finally comes on, they'll take off? The light appears to have come on for them.
I tell you what, these guys had breakout years in the 2011 campaign and, you know, carried us all the way to the pennant. And we look for them to be better pitchers this year because of what they learned last year. And really going wire to wire was a big experience for both of them. So they kind of know how to prepare themselves coming into this spring training and what they need to do.
Mike, what's your philosophy, the Ranger philosophy, for getting a starting pitcher ready for the start of the season? Break it down from the start to the finish, innings and time between starts, that type of thing.
Well, in spring training, we go out to throw live batting practice right out of the chute. We really won't throw any sides until we get into the games, but they come out in the first 10 days. We throw live batting practice and we play inter-squad games, and everybody gets an inning. Then they'll go out and go 2 innings in their next outing, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, and then we'll slow it down to 4 in their last start. But we go on a 6-man rotation the first 3 starts. That way they're able to throw live batting practice on the 3rd day and build up arm strength then. From after the 3rd start, their 4th, 5th, and 6th starts all come on 5 days.
And then what do you expect in their first major league start when the season's underway? What have they built themselves up to be able to do?
They'll be built up to 100 pitches. And, you know, we take the, you know, same philosophy then that, you know, as long as they're effective and they're thrifty with their pitches, we'll let them go as deep as they can. And, you know, the hitters will let them know when they've had enough.
The drive off the bat of Lurie Garcia into the left field corner. And Garcia has a leadoff double. 3rd Ranger hit today off Chris Volstad. That one's slicing away from the left fielder DeWitt. Mike, Yu Darvish gets a start tomorrow. Just talk about what you've seen so far out of Yu.
Well, so far I've seen a guy trying to make an adaptation, you know, to the culture, to the climate out there in Arizona is a little bit different. Everybody knows that it's tough for the pitcher to grab a grip on the ball, much less the guy that's trying to learn new baseball. You know, the Japanese baseball is very tacky, and you're able to hold on to it as soon as you take it out of the box. But ours take a little getting used to, and he's kind of fighting that, and I think it shows with his command. And he's trying to find a way to get it done. He's kind of got out of his mechanics a little bit. So we've thrown on the side instead of throwing live bat in practice last time, just so we can get 2 sides in and get more mound time and get used to it. So he's making an adjustment, but I think he'll be just fine. And I'm looking forward to seeing him throw these longer outings now. There's 4 innings tomorrow, then 5 and 6. So we'll be able to really get a grasp on what he needs to do, and, you know, if what he's doing is good enough or if we've got to make an adjustment.
A lot of the players have talked about how happy they are that he has really made an effort to blend in the clubhouse. Not really people have a tough time blending into this Rangers clubhouse, but how much easier can that make his transition?
Well, I think the fact he's got 2 Japanese players on the ball club, you know, that helps, you know, so he always has somebody that he can speak his native tongue to. But he's been one guy that has really stepped out trying to learn English and, you know, converse with the players and kind of emulate what they do. I think over there in Japan, he was the king amongst kings, and everybody kind of bowed down to him, and he kind of did his own thing. But here he's really, really, really sensitive to doing what everybody else does, and he doesn't want any preferential treatment. He just wants to be one of the guys, and that's how we treat him.
Well, Mike, we've read about the fact that he throws a lot of different pitches. Have you talked to him at all about his repertoire and what he might concentrate on the most when the season starts, or do you just let him pitch his own game?
Well, first off, we were going to see, we all heard about, him throwing all these pitches, and, I'm saying, well, that's a lot of pitches to digest. But once we got to see him, we found out that, all these different pitches was, 3 variations of the fastball. Well, I think most guys do that.
Right.
He had 2-seam, 4-seam cut. Then he had, a hard curve and a slow curve. Well, we call them 2 different pitches. Well, we call it one. And, he had the sweep and slider and a downer slider. Well, again, we consider that one pitch. But, so there was some marketing in that he threw so many pitches. But the only thing that he has 2 of is 2 different changeups. Conventional 4-seam straight changeup, and then he's got the split-fingered pitch, which has a lot of depth on it. So he does have 2 different changeups. So I'd say he's kind of a 5-pitch guy.
Elvis Andrus able to advance Garcia to third on the ground out. And we'll bring up Julio Bourbon. Mike, with a new look in the bullpen, at the back of the bullpen with Joe Nathan, you have 8th inning options now, multiple options. As Ogando, maybe Wahara. How many pitching coaches would like to trade places with you just from that standpoint? So many good arms to go to late in the game.
Well, we're in a good spot. I think, John Daniels and Thad and the rest of the front office and scouting player development guys have really stockpiled some arms and some options down there. And to paraphrase Clint Hurdle, you got to give the manager 14 clubs in the bag, and just gives Wash another club in the bag that he can use later in the game. But you can never have too much pitching, that's for sure. And, the fact that we can draw from experience and stuff and different looks out of the guys really makes matching up simpler to do. They still got to get the job done. But we like what Joe Nathan brings on the end. He's filled a big void there with Neffy moving on. And then Mike Adams has held the fort in the 8th inning for last 6 years and done a very good job at it. Koji hit a little rough spell for us last year, but track record says that this guy gets outs. And we got Mark Lowe, and we have the X factor and Alexi Ogando possibly, that he comes out here and pitches late in game first.
Base hit by Bourbon, the throw to the plate, not in time. And the Rangers lead it.
Julio Bourbon continues to have very nice at-bats at the plate. Making sure he doesn't hit those lazy fly balls to left field. Last couple of days he's slapped a couple of solid line drives to left field. That one brings in Garcia, who shows excellent speed going around the bag. Scored on a play that a lot of guys might have been thrown out on. A pretty good throw home by the left fielder. Take a look at it right here as Garcia sprints to the plate to score the Rangers' first run.
And brings up Josh Hamilton. He singled his first trip. A run now on 4 hits for the Rangers. And visiting with Mike Maddox, Rangers pitching coach, are Papa John's sounds of the game. Mike, your brother's been in camp now, newly hired Greg Maddox. How has that been working with him?
Oh, it's been awesome. Kind of like a dream come true. It kind of resets the clock a little bit to our days as kids, because there was a period there where we were both playing, and we were apart all the time and never wore the same uniform. So this is really neat that we get to sit around together and talk up baseball, because it's something that in the off season we didn't really talk it up that much, but it's a lot. It's a lot of fun, and making everybody better. The coaches, the players, everybody's getting better by listening to what he has to say. So it's been a ton of fun.
How competitive were you guys as kids growing up? Were you got 2 brothers that got along great, or did you knock heads a little bit?
No, we got along great, but we fought and did everything else that siblings do. But 5-year difference. We always leveled the playing field, and where we could compete on an even keel, that whoever played better is going to win.
This one lofted high to left. Out there is DeWitt. And there is out number 2.
Mike, last year, Alexi Ogando made the transition from late inning bullpen to starter. This year, Nefti Felice is going to get a chance to do the same thing. How's that transition going so far this spring?
Well, so far, so good. You know, Nefti's gone out there and showed us some touch and feel on his secondary pitches, spotting fastball and really concentrating this last time out on throwing the ball downhill. And he did induce a couple nice double plays that got him out of innings. So hopefully he's seeing the value of that, you know, if I pitch efficiently, I can pitch longer in the game. Where this guy came up as a closer and it was blow and go and, you know, get it done for 1 inning. So I think Nefti's he's got to see the value of pitch thriftiness, you know, so he can go deeper into games. And I think he's getting the grasp on it.
Being a starter, somewhat like riding a bike. He hasn't started the last couple of years, but he knows how to do it. Is that in his favor at all, or is it too long of a layoff?
Well, I guess every pitcher's going to hit those tough innings. And, you know, when you're pitching that 9th inning, every inning's tough. Just everybody's on their feet, and it's, you know, win or go home type attitude. And I think that, you know, that situation might come up in the 2nd inning or the 3rd inning, and, you know, the key point of the game. But he's faced the nitty-gritty, so I think that can only help.
That is a fair ball. Gonzalez across the diamond to retire Beltre. Mike Maddox, great visiting with you. Thanks for your time in the middle of this game.
Thanks, guys. You bet.
Rangers break through a run on 2 base hits. They leave 1 and lead 1-0.
Rangers.
Move to the 4th inning, and now joining us all the way from Port Royal, Jamaica, the Captain Henry Morgan. Welcome to Las Vegas, Captain.
Thank you so much. It feels so good to be here. It's a beautiful day out here. Spring training baseball. How do you argue with this?
You absolutely can. I imagine you don't spend a whole lot of time in the desert, but this is a good reason to come, right?
This is a great reason to come. And what's even better is I'm here, you know, we're talking about our new Captain Morgan Club in Texas. If you're going to talk about a Captain Morgan Club, come to Arizona or come to Las Vegas to do it. It's unbelievable.
That is a fair ball. And around the second base is Sapelt, and there is the first Chicago Cubs base runner of the game. We're going to give you a look here at the Captain Morgan Club. It will be open to all fans with a ticket to the game. So all adults 21 and older should stop by, grab a Captain and Cola. And your theme is to life, love, and loot.
It's all those great things that mean a lot to me, right? What is life? It's all the fun. What is love? The people in your family. And what is loot? All the things you can collect along the way.
Word has it you've got some kind of a new drink coming out this year. Is that the case?
I've got to tell you, we just came out with a Knighted Welshman, which is a Captain and Cola with a splash of Amaretto. Unbelievable. But this summer, we're actually launching Captain Morgan Black Spiced. We're stepping into the black, a little history of me, a little background of my story, and just really kind of fun stuff that I love.
It doesn't get much better than that.
No, sir, it doesn't.
Tell me, do you enjoy these spring training games even a little bit more with what you've got in that cup you got?
I tell you what, there's nothing better than sitting out watching America's pastime, having a nice cold Captain and Cola. Pretty good.
Does Johnny Depp owe you royalties for completely stealing your character?
He absolutely should. Now, true story, he actually studied 3 different pirates for his role as Jack Sparrow, and one of them was me.
Really?
True story.
Oh.
I mean, can't blame the guy, can you?
I guess it's only human.
Slow chopper, first base. Handled by Mitch Moreland. But advancing to third on the play. Dave Sapelt, and it'll bring up Alfonso Soriano. Now, your acting career seems to be taking off. You've shot a commercial campaign, To Life, Love, and Loot, and you worked with the Academy Award-winning director, Tom
Hooper. What an experience that was, guys. He knows his stuff, and everything he does is so period correct that the amount of research that went into just shooting those little commercials was unbelievable. What an experience it was.
1 ball, no strikes to Soriano. The Rangers getting a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third, and the Cubs trying to strike right back here. High pop-up. Should be deep enough. Out to Martin in center field. Sapelt scores, and we're tied at 1.
Now, Captain, how much time will you spend at the new club at our ballpark? Will you have a chance to spend some time
Absolutely. We were just talking about that, getting me out there for opening day, hopefully. What's so great about that club now is, first of all, it's air conditioning. Hot Texas weather, You've got air conditioning. And you've got actually ESPN Dallas and Fox Sports Southwest broadcasting right from my bar, which is going to be perfect.
We have a number of construction projects making great additions to the ballpark out in center field.
Indeed.
Strike 1 to Brian LaHare, who grounded to short his first time up. And again, the Captain Morgan Club open to all fans with a ticket. And, if you're 21 or older, come by, grab a Captain Cola, and it will be a treat.
You know, as we watch these pitches, I had an opportunity to throw 18 different first pitches last season.
Really?
That is a stressful little spot on that mound, staring that distance.
People don't realize how much stress.
It really is. I won't lie to you. I slightly dirted one in our nation's capital. Other than that, they were all there. They were all there. So,
well, Captain, it is such a pleasure to finally meet you in person. Great admirer all the years.
Dave, Tom,
thanks
from
for
the
being
first
here.
pitch to the last out, always remember, raise your glass in moderation.
Very good.
Thanks for having me in.
Thank you for that.
Take care.
1-1. Bottom of the fourth inning. Nelly Cruz, Mitch Moreland, and Luis Martinez will be the batters. Cubs with only one base hit in the game, but the leadoff double by Sapelt, and he came around to score on Soriano's sac fly. The Rangers out hitting Chicago 4-1. They have at least a hit every inning. They've left a man in every inning, and they run in the first, also starting with a leadoff double by Lurie Garcia. Two batters later, Borbon singled him home, but it was a short-lived lead. And 1-1 to Nelly. Caught looking back in the second inning. Something off there for the swing and the miss.
Yeah, Volstad's gotten away with a few breaking balls today that middle of the season these Ranger hitters probably wouldn't be missing them.
Here's Cruz's spring so far. Rangers RBI leader. Hitting in 7 of his first 10 games, reaching base all but one game. A 2-2 count with Moreland on deck, to be followed by Martinez. Chris Volstad had a pretty good pitching coach as a 9-year-old. His coach was Jim Palmer, the Oriole Hall of Famer. Right to the shortstop, Junior Lake, for the first out.
Now, how did that come about? Must have been the same hometown, maybe?
Yeah, South
Chris
Florida.
Chris grew up in Florida. Maybe he must have grown up somewhere near Jim. Well, they're both tall right-handed pitchers, so I imagine Jim would have had some good advice for him.
Yeah, Jim Palmer done some individual coaching, and he worked with Volstad on the proper grip, the proper wind-up to avoid injury. Something Jim Palmer did tremendously well in his Hall of Fame career. Just go out there and take the ball every fourth, fifth day. But Chris says the main thing he learned from Jim Palmer was the importance of the simplest but sometimes most difficult thing to execute, and that is throwing strikes. Volstad also, with his height, 6'8". A good basketball player. Played volleyball a couple of years in middle school. And follow of the Braves growing up, and Greg Maddux, one of his favorite players, along with Tom Glavine and John Smoltz. Also grew up a Gators fan, University of Florida, and a Cowboy fan. Moreland's 2-2 pitch is lofted foul down the left field line and over to make a snow cone of a catch. Gonzalez out number 2.
He's getting pretty close to the fence over there. Close to the bullpen. He's kind of reached out. Takes a stab at it. Knows right where he is. Makes a real nice play. Kind of holds his glove in position to keep that ball from falling out.
So here is Luis Martinez, who was singled his first time up. Oh, 0-2. Volstad's nickname growing up, the Osprey. He says, I guess because of my wingspan at first base. One of his college coaches nicknamed him the Osprey, and it just stuck. Well, it's unusual. It's unique. No one else has claimed that nickname that I'm aware of.
No, I haven't heard that one before either.
And the 0-2 curve in there high and tight. It's been a good spring for Volstad. His third start. Has not given up an earned run until the third. And gets a roller to Scales. And a 1-2-3 Ranger fourth. As it was yesterday about this time. Great pitching matchup. It's Volstad and Harrison. Dominant through the first 4 innings here in Las Vegas. Matt Harrison out for the 5th inning. Having been very efficient through the first 4. And a chance to fill the most innings of any Ranger starter in spring baseball. He retired the first 9 Cubs in order before Dave Sapelt led off the 4th with a double. And came around to score on a sacrifice fly 2 batters later off the bat of Alfonso Soriano.
Now Mark Hamburger is throwing down in the bullpen. I imagine they have a target for the amount of pitches they want Matt to throw. If they do the 5th inning, great. If not, then Mark will be ready. Good start to the 5th inning, though. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Mather handled by Beltre at third base. He's 0 for 2.
Another weakly hit ground ball. In fact, the only hit in the game by Dave Sapelt to lead off the 4th. The double was just a little ground ball right down the third baseline. Hit it off the handle. Didn't hit it very hard. He just hit it in a pretty good location where no one could get to it.
And Harrison continues as a ground ball machine. He has 5 strikeouts, only 1 fly ball out, and that was the sac fly. Soriano got that one deep enough to center.
They got the fly ball, the 1 fly ball at the exact time they needed it. No, Matt's been very impressive. I think the thing you like about Matt, you like about Volstad as well. They're both working quickly. They're both throwing a lot of strikes. Sometimes in spring training, the guys aren't at the top of their game. And they don't have this kind of command, but both pitchers, especially Matt, right in mid-season form right now, right where he wants to be.
Edgar Gonzalez grounded out the 3rd, his first trip.
I think in Volstad's case, he's had good results, and he's made a lot of good pitches, but he's also hung a lot of breaking balls Some of them have been out of the strike zone. Some of them have been fouled off. In Matt's case, he hasn't made many bad pitches. He's kept the ball right where he wants it, pitch after pitch. Good changeup.
Spot on exactly where he's trying to put these pitches. Just out of the reach of Gonzalez's bat, and it's 1-2. Just misses inside, and the count even up. Junior Lake would be next if Gonzalez can reach. Trying to work the outside corner and just missed. And this is only the second 3-ball count for Harrison all afternoon. The other time he came close to walking a batter, he went 3-2 on Lake in the third. It got him to ground out. And there's the first walk of the day. Gonzalez aboard, and Lake will get a chance to hit here in the 5th inning. Look at that ratio. 37 strikes, only 16 balls.
Yeah, excellent pitch count for 5 innings. Scott Feldman pitched into the 5th inning yesterday. Sounded like he ran out of gas late in the 5th inning, but pitched really well early in the ballgame. Scott struck out 5 yesterday. I believe Scott had a pitch count of right around 75 pitches. Scott remarked after the game he was very pleased with his changeup. Went into the game trying to feature that, get good work with it. Felt like he did.
Runner goes, and the throw is not in time. Stolen base puts Gonzalez in scoring position, and Lake has worked a hitter's count at 2-0.
Lake launched a long one yesterday. He's only 22 years old. He was voted by Baseball America the 8th best prospect in the Cub organization coming into this season. And Rangers saw why in yesterday's game. Long home run to left center field. Tall, lanky kid for a shortstop.
Right past him. 93 miles an hour. Throw by Martinez. Closer than it looked like it might be to getting Gonzalez at second. Yorvi Torrealba, a late scratch because of a back today, is what we're told. That one out to right field, and Cruz with lots of room for out number 3. So the Cubs get a base runner on the only walk issued by Harrison, a stolen base, but Matt leaves Gonzalez right there at second base. Halfway done at Vegas, it's 1-1. Grieve, a 1-1 tie as we reach the bottom half of the 5th inning. The pitcher's duel between Matt Harrison and Chris Volstad has been the story today. As the Rangers just sat down in order for the first time in the 4th inning. In what turned out to be the final inning of the afternoon for Volstad. And the new pitcher for Chicago is Blake Harper. So 4 innings for Volstad, 1 run on 4 base hits, 3 strikeouts, and he did not walk a batter. Leonis Martin leading off the Ranger 5th. Martin popped out to short his first time up. Ooh, just did step away from that one, looking to bunt. Parker, native of Fayetteville, Arkansas, still makes his home there. 16th round pick in the 06 draft by the Cubs. His second invitation to Cubs spring training. He was also at Mesa with them 2 years ago. And last year started the year at AA Tennessee, ended it at AAA Iowa. Throwing a career high total of 75 innings. That one misses low. It's 3 balls and a strike. Rangers have gotten 5 innings out of Matt Harrison, with Mark Hamburger looking ready out in the bullpen. Also expected to see Sean Green today, another right-hander. And tomorrow it is again Yu Darvish's turn to start. Folks at Surprise Stadium will see him for the first time, and we'll have the broadcast at 3 o'clock here on Fox Sports Southwest. Hope you can join us as Darvish will face the Milwaukee Brewers. Good sinking action there to strike out Martin. So with 1 gone, Lurie Garcia, who doubled and scored the Rangers' run, a leadoff to bagger in the 3rd inning. 2 batters later, Bourbon singled him home. Strike 1. Still a very noticeable breeze, not quite as strong as it was all yesterday, basically, and most of the first half of this game. It's blowing out to center field, but not that much of a factor. Right back to the mound, and Parker handles out number 2.
Well, one big difference between the 2 teams is the Rangers brought a lot of their regular players. I mean, threw 6 guys in the lineup. They're all guys you'll see a lot of during the season. Cubs case, not so much. Soriano is a regular. I guess LaHare has a chance to play. DeWitt. Other than that, not a real representative team the Cubs have sent here to Las Vegas. And you never know what's going on at their camp, too. They might have a couple of key guys with injuries. They probably got a split squad game back there. Guys stayed back, just like the Rangers did. But the Rangers have a very representative team here with Andrus, Hamilton, Beltre, Cruz, Moreland. Torrealba played yesterday.
Rangers are happy to welcome back Ron Washington, who had to fly home earlier this week for the funeral of his brother-in-law. Was able to meet the team here in Las Vegas yesterday. Our condolences to the Washingtons. And a 2-1 count to Elvis Andrus, who has struck out and grounded to third. Came in with the 4th best batting average in the Cactus League at .462. This pop-up will come back out of play, and it's 2-2. .462 for Elvis. Trying to extend that hitting streak. On base all but one game. And the Rangers hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh really encouraged by the ability Elvis has shown to put a charge in the ball. Not necessarily here. Nicely done by Parker. Great reach. If he had not fielded that perfectly, good chance Elvis is aboard on an infield hit. 1-U score that one. 1-1 headed to the 6th. Vegas today, 1-1 into the top of the 6th, and Matt Harrison joins us now. What an afternoon for you. 5 innings, allowing only 1 base hit, 1 walk, and you struck out 5. You couldn't be much sharper than you were today for this being a spring contest, I don't think, could you?
I felt pretty good today. The bad part was start the game. I thought we were the road team, so I kind of threw too much there in the bullpen, ran up to about 110 on the time, and had to kind of rush, get out there and start the game. But I guess I might try to do it every time. I guess if I pitch like that. So.
Yeah, you retired the first 9 batters you faced. It worked pretty well today.
It did, definitely.
Matt, you came into the season after a terrific season last year. 14-9, a 3.39 ERA. Your statistics were probably in the top 15 or 16 for starting pitchers. Yet when you came to camp, you had the attitude that you had to make the starting rotation, and that's a good attitude. Is that pretty much the way you saw it coming into camp?
Definitely so. I mean, with the type of guys and pitching staff we have here, nothing's set in stone. These guys are coming out here to win a job just like I am, and everybody's coming here competing, and that's a good thing when you have a bunch of guys like that competing for a job, because it makes you a better player.
This is Mark Hamburger on relief of Matt Harrison. Matt, you got some benefits last offseason by reading. Did you have a particular book that you read this offseason that has helped you out?
I did read one book. Danny Clark referred the book Golf Sacred Journey to me. I mean, it's a golf book, but it kind of applies to everyday life. And it's a Christian book, so I was really interested in it, and ended up reading it, I think, in about 3 days. So it was a very interesting book, and I'm glad I read it.
Bobby Scales, out number 2.
Matt, one of the things I know you wanted to work in spring training on and study was getting left-hand hitters out. Not that it was bad last year, but I know that's an area where you feel you can improve. Today it looked like you ran your fastball in on a couple of the left-hand hitters. Is that one of the things you'd like to try to do?
Definitely so. I'd like to get more consistent with getting lefties out. I mean, it was okay last year, but it definitely could have been better. So I've been trying to focus on my bullpens, on pretending I'm facing lefties in the bullpen, and I'll work on those pitches or in live BP. And, it's starting to come around, and I've been able to spot that fastball in the lefties a little bit easier, and using my slider away for a swing and a miss pitch.
This is Jim Adducci at the plate, batting for DeWitt, and that one scatters the bullpen. We've had an assault out there today. Scales out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Matt, you and the rest of the Rangers have had probably more scrutiny than any team's had in a while in spring training, with all the Japanese media interested in Yu Darvish. What's it been like to become his teammate? How do you think he's handled this process?
I think he's handled it real well. I think he's used to it from being over in Japan. I don't think we were prepared for it kind of on our side. I mean, it was kind of a circus going on the first couple weeks in the clubhouse, but it's starting to calm down now, and he's starting to, I think, starting to fit in a little bit better, and things are starting to die down. So, I'm looking forward to actually seeing him pitch. I haven't seen him pitch in person yet. He's been on the road every time, so I like to see his stuff. The numbers he put up over in Japan are good numbers anywhere. So he's a good teammate, though, and he's really interacting with the players. So forward to being his teammate.
Yeah, we look forward to our chance to see him as well tomorrow afternoon. So this pitching staff lost the nominal ace last year in C.J. Wilson, but do you look at the group that you'll probably break camp with as stronger than last year's?
I mean, if it's not the same, it's pretty close to being better. I mean, the sign of Yu Darvish, and they're bringing Neftali in the rotation with the stuff he has, and you got Joe Nathan, a veteran guy in the closing spot. He's only going to bring leadership to the bullpen. So I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we haven't lost anything in our lineup because those guys can hit. Man, I'm glad we have the same lineup and the same defense behind us because they make plays for us. So I'm looking forward to another great season.
Matt, what are your thoughts on the trip to Las Vegas? It kind of breaks up spring training, but I think everybody looks at it differently. How do you look at it?
It's definitely a little different. I was pretty excited to come out here. I've never been here before. It's a pretty big city, and it's interesting. A lot of stuff going on. So, pretty much, hit up the casino a little bit and then walked around a little bit. But it's a neat town, and I'm glad to get the opportunity to come out here.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Blake DeWitt against Mark Hamburger, who has relieved Matt Harrison here in the 6th inning. The Cubs still have managed only 2 base runners. Just low. Hamburger thought he had that one. Matt, what else would you like to accomplish here out of the spring, other than obviously staying healthy? What are you working on that you hope can improve still a little bit more before opening day?
Besides getting lefties out, I think just in overall improving my off-speed pitches and continue to just command the strike zone and go out there and throw quality pitches and get as many quick outs as I can.
Well, we appreciate your visit. Outstanding work today, and keep that up.
All right, appreciate it.
Great job, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
That is Matt Harrison. 5 sparkling innings today and a 1-1 tie. More dark clouds gathering as we get into the middle, late innings of this game here in Las Vegas. Some rain yesterday, some still in the forecast today. Very cool, temperature in the 50s. As Julio Bourbon leads off the Rangers half of the 6th inning. And Mike Bounds joins us as Papa John's Director of Operations for the Waco market. You got a nice trip out of this from Waco to Vegas.
It was absolutely awesome, guys. Absolutely awesome.
Well, you supplied us, Mike, with a couple of pizzas already today. Did you bring those with you? You got a store right nearby here.
We got a store close by the Air Force Base, a couple minutes away. They took care of that for us today.
Well, we mentioned earlier the first pizza, I think it was sausage and pepperoni, went through once and it was gone.
Yeah,
what's the next one you brought us here?
This one's an awesome one right here, guys.
Let me check it out.
It's our buffalo chicken pizza.
Whoa!
We start off with a mild ranch sauce, and we top it with some chicken strips, crispy bacon, fresh onions, and then we top it off with 100% mozzarella cheese.
Can we get a shot of this?
Look at this! Look at this bad boy right here. Everybody needs to take one of these things home with them.
Kurt Dykert is just dying in the truck.
And then we top it off with some tangy buffalo sauce on top.
Well, Tom, don't be so generous with this one.
I'll save this one for you, Dave. Don't worry. Just try to look after our friends in the press box. I knew Mike was coming back up.
Three balls, one strike to count to Bourbon, and there is a leadoff walk. And that is the first issued by Cubs pitching today. Now, Mike, let's talk about a promotion you have going on. Mike Bounds, Director of Operations for the Papa John Waco market. Rangers 7 promotion. Rangers score 7 or more runs. Fans get 50% off their entire order online the next day at papajohns.com using promo code Ranger7.
Yes, this is our second year to do that with the Texas Rangers. Last year we started it off, and it's just a great opportunity for the Ranger fans to try our product and to get it out there. And again, with the hot bats that the Rangers have, I love it that happened for all 162 games.
It happened 58 times last year. 7 or more runs.
We'll take it.
Ryan Strasburger is the batter now in what was Josh Hamilton's spot. With Bourbon at first. And Papa John's also awarding the You Delivered Award to Ian Kinsler and Josh Hamilton, who tied with driving in the 7th run in the most games last season. They each did it 9 times.
9 times. Fantastic.
Could be 2. Get it! Get it! Just in time, 6-4-3.
All right, Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot. When you're hungry for a pizza, and you go to your shop to pick up a pizza, what's your favorite one?
Oh, it's got to be the John's favorite. Absolutely. It's the best pizza that I think that we make.
And describe that one for me.
It's the one that you had.
Oh, the one we had.
Pizza
Okay.
that we brought,
That's the first one. Okay.
Yeah, we
the one we didn't have.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Have you tried this one personally right here?
Yeah, and this is probably our best LTO that we've come up with in a long time.
Great.
So it's a great blend of season, great blend of toppings.
Well, as soon as this last out's made, we're going to dig in. You going to help us?
Absolutely. That's a no-brainer question right there.
Okay. Do you ever think about being a sports writer? You got all the love pizza.
What more could you ask for, right?
You've got all the qualities.
I love baseball, that's for sure.
This is Renny Osuna at the plate, taking over for Adrian Beltre, who was 0 for 2. We've even got a stat about this. According to Rangers, team sets the major league record for scoring 7 or more runs in a season is 83. 1931 New York Yankees. That's the goal to shoot for this year. For the Rangers 7 promotion.
I think it's attainable.
One ball, 2 strikes. Just away, and it's 2-2. How many Ranger games do you get a chance to make it to, Mike?
We try to attend about 7 to 10 a year, coming up from Waco in the Austin area.
Outside with that one, 3-2.
You're going to go for it, aren't you?
Kurt Dykert down in the truck. Dave Burchett, Eric Josephson, and all their crew. They wanted one more look at this. They must want to torture themselves.
That's all they get is a look.
Yeah, this is going to be gone. This is not like cookies that we save and send down.
Nice defensive play. Parker works around the leadoff walk. Mike Bounds, thank you for replacing the pizza that Tom so generously gave away.
Thank you, Mike. Great to meet you.
My pleasure, guys. It's been a pleasure.
That's Mike Bounds of Papa John's. We go to the 7th inning, still tied 1-1. Individual tickets for opening day are sold out, but you can still reserve your seat with full or half season tickets if you do so today. Texas Rangers season tickets offer the best seat locations, prices, and benefits, including postseason priority. Today is your last chance to secure opening day with a ticket plan. Get complete details at TexasRangers.com. Hamburger to second inning in relief of Matt Harrison, our Ozarka pitching change. And facing Reed Johnson here. Stepping in for Alfonso Soriano at DH. Soriano drove in the Chicago run with a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. After Dave Sapelt's double, the only hit the Cubs have on the board this afternoon. Nice backhand flip, and on the bounce, handled by Bianucci.
Boy, Matt Cada made a nice play right there. Is that Matt Cada playing second?
That
Let's
is
see.
Cada.
Cada, wow. What a play. He had to go quite a ways to get it, and it takes a tricky little hop right there. Bounces it accurately, and a nice play by Bianucci. Great first out right there.
Now Brian LaHare, the cleanup hitting first baseman. Against Harrison, he grounded to short. And in the 4th, he was Matt's 5th and final strikeout victim. One ball and one strike. Joe Mather on deck. As the substitutions starting to pour in now as we get to the late innings. That is Sean. Beg your pardon. That is Corey Young. Corey Young warming up. Expected to see Sean Green at some point today, but not
the way
yet.
they're listed is not always the way they come in, Dave, as we're finding out.
Left field. And Jared Prince out there now, replacing Hamilton. LaHair now 0 for 3. And it brings up the right fielder Mather, who was struck out and grounded to third. Mark Hamburger, who joined the Rangers staff late last year, and acquitted himself very admirably. And he also made his mark on the charter after during one late trip, as the veterans decided to put Hamburger through a little rookie hazing, make him sing the national anthem, which he did great.
That was one of the highlights of the trip for me, of any trip last year. They tried to haze him to make fun of him, and it turns out the guy could sing. He sang the national anthem like it's someone at the ballpark. Ended up with a last laugh. That was tremendous.
He had 5 games last year, won 1, lost 1, in a total of 8 innings. Struck out 6, allowed 5 hits. In at the knees. Mark, a native of St. Paul, Minnesota. 6'4", 195. At age 25. And nailed down a spot in the Ranger bullpen. And it's 2-2. This is Mark's 3rd outing this spring. No record of .450 ERA. First 4 innings, he allowed 3 base hits and 2 walks. That one got away, and it's 3-2. Cubs have been retired in order 4 times and a strike away from their 5th 1-2-3 inning. They have yet to get a batter on base against Hamburger. 3 ground outs, a fly ball, and a strikeout. That one is hammered, but hooking foul up onto the berm. Wow, that got out there in a hurry. It's a little too far out in front.
Little ball players out there. I'm glad no one got in the way of that one. See how close they came. Not very close, but that little one there with a white jacket on was not going to catch that ball. Fortunately, it didn't make contact.
And this 3-2 pitch fouled off the other way. Split squad weekend, and the other Rangers squad was playing in Maryvale, Arizona today against the Brewers. That one was called because of rain in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Rangers were trailing 6-4.
Well, we were worried about the rain here. We didn't know it was going to rain back in Arizona. We dodged it here. Came after yesterday's game and before this game.
So Mather works a 2-out walk. Just their second base on balls of the game. Rangers staff yesterday 4 pitchers combined for only 1 walk. So it's a group throwing strikes. That will bring up the catcher, Clevenger. Steve has grounded out twice. Line drive right to Queta. It's 2 nice plays out at second base after replacing Larry Garcia. And we reach stretch time in Las Vegas. Still 1-1. Seventh inning stretch at Cashman Field in Las Vegas. The Rangers won and the Cubs won. And we welcome another guest to our booth. Karen Morse, Executive Director, Rangers Baseball Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
What have you been working on this offseason?
Well, one of the things that our foundation has been most proud of is it's our ability to help kids in need in North Texas. But as our fan base has grown, we've realized we need to help kids across our state and across our territory. And this Friday, we announced a new grant program specific to baseball and softball that will allow for fans and children who participate in nonprofit organizations that play baseball or softball to apply for a grant through our website, which will be helping little kids play baseball across the state of Texas and Oklahoma and that area. So information's on our website, but we're very excited about starting a program that helps kids beyond North Texas, beyond Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington, where we've traditionally helped kids.
Who are some of the players who are most active working with you?
We are extremely lucky. We have about 15 players that are committed to the foundation. Players like Adrian Beltre, Nelson Cruz, Michael Young, Ian Kinsler sits on the foundation board, Josh Hamilton, Scott Feldman. I mean, pretty much pick a player and they're involved in a way. We're a very charitable group of players. And all of them understand the importance of playing baseball, not just to play, but the lessons that you learn on the field that help you off the field as well, and want to give back and give more kids that opportunity to play.
I know over the years, Karen, that the Rangers and players have contributed to build 12 youth ballparks. Is that something that the team's still involved with?
We are. We're involved in the process of building Miracle League parks right now, which are parks that assist kids who have physical or mental challenges in their rubberized surfaces so that everybody can play. And this grant program is really designed to help more people build stadiums. We may not build just one park, but maybe through our grants that we can provide additional funding to help a city finish up a complex, or help a little league finish up the dugouts at a field project that they're already constructing. It's just to help them on the way.
Joey Butler batting for the first time, replacing Nelson Cruz, who was 0 for 2, and he works a leadoff walk off of Lendy Castillo, who is the third Cubs pitcher. And that brings up Mike Bianucci, who took over first base for Mitch Moreland. Mitch was 0 for 2. And some speed over there at first base. in Butler. Karen Morris with us from the Rangers Baseball Foundation, announcing today a new grant program designed to provide assistance to youth baseball and softball programs in the club's 5-state broadcasting region. And as of today, the foundation, Karen, accepting proposals for grants.
Absolutely. We'll accept grants through June 30th. The information is all available on our website at texasrangers.com/grants. It specifies who's eligible to apply and how to apply in the whole grant process. But starting today through June 30th, we'll be accepting the grants, and then the winners will be notified by the end of the season.
The foundation gets to be involved in a lot of fun events, don't you? You kind of have to be inventive to come up with new fundraising ideas, I guess.
We do. One of our favorites is obviously our triple play that we do every year when our players participate in game shows and activities, which we do in May of each year. We also, for example, this year we sold the bleachers.
Looper out to Scales at second.
We've been doing renovations at the ballpark, and we sold the bleachers that have been a part of the stadium since the Arlington Stadium to fans. We do have some left, but we sold bleachers, and we'll pretty much sell anything to help more kids in need.
What better cause could there be, right?
Exactly. And then we've showed some of the features of our fitness program and some of the other programs during the broadcasts. But we really are committed to helping children make their lives a little bit better through showing that the club is truly supportive of their lives and of getting them healthier and providing support for their education.
I've had an opportunity, Karen, to go out and watch a number of Miracle League games out at Randall Mill Park. And for the people who have contributed and wanted to see how their money was used, I would strongly recommend going out some afternoon when the Miracle League is playing their games and watch one of those games, and you'll see the joy on those kids' faces pretty much makes it worthwhile in itself.
Absolutely. It's one of our favorite programs, and the children that participate in that league and their parents are just so committed to giving their kids a chance to really enjoy what so many of us are able to watch our kids do. And the league just does it so well and provides the kids with such a warm experience that it truly is one of the best ways to spend a Saturday or Sunday in fall or spring, aside from a Ranger game.
This is Elio Sarmiento at the plate. Hitting in what was Luis Martinez as a catcher slot. Martinez singled in 2 trips. Joey Butler at first after a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 7th. Rangers got their only run in the 3rd. That off the starter Chris Volstad. They managed 4 hits in his 4 innings. He didn't walk anybody. He struck out 3. Turn things over to Blake Parker, who faced the minimum through 2 innings, allowing only a walk that was immediately erased on a double play ball. And the ball with 2 strikes to Sarmiento. Aaron, how long do you get to stay out here for the spring? When do you head back to Arlington for work?
I actually head back tonight. So it's been a couple of trips for surprise, and then today here in Vegas. But back to Arlington tomorrow. Opening day is not that far away. We have quite a few of our programs go on throughout the year. We're actually running a half marathon with some of our students from one of our fitness programs, the Just Keep Living program, on Sunday. So we have to get back and start running.
1-2 pitch. Will get the out at second base. Not hit all that hard. So out number 2.
Did you spend any time at the gambling tables last night, Karen?
Absolutely not. That's
Come on, you can tell us the truth.
No,
we won't tell anybody.
No, this is truly a trip. My husband's the gambler. I'm the shopper.
Well, did you find any good stores to shop at?
I did.
Of course, you don't need stores. You can just get on your computer and do that.
Exactly. No, I enjoy spring training and seeing the club get together, but can't wait for opening day.
First at bat for Jared Prince in the 8-hole where Leonis Martin went 0 for 2. Since the Rangers scored their run in the 3rd, only 2 base runners, both on leadoff walks. And the only time all day the Rangers got anybody past second base was in that third. The leadoff double by Garcia. That one's in there. It's 2 balls and a strike to Prince. Matt Keita on deck. Keita took over second for Garcia. Foul tipped, and it's 2-2. Karen just looking over some numbers here. 21 years, Rangers Baseball Foundation. Since 1991, has helped construct 12 youth ballparks and provide funding for more than 2,300 youth playing baseball under the RBI program, providing us in baseball in the inner cities. Great work.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen, for having us. Thank you so much. And for fans that want to learn more about the grant program, they should visit TexasRangers.com/grants. And we look forward to helping provide support for baseball across our territory.
Great.
Very good.
See you back in Texas.
Thank you, guys.
We are done with 7 innings, and we remain tied at 1-1. Coming up on April 8th, and Mission presents Replica American League Trophy Night. Plus, it's an ice cream sundae featuring Bluebell ice cream for kids 13 and under for only $1. Get your tickets today at TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. Mark Hamburger on for his 3rd inning in relief of Matt Harrison. And he starts Edgar Gonzalez with the strike. Gonzalez is grounded out, and in the 5th, he was the only walk issued by Harrison. Still second, was left there as Harrison got a fly ball out to end that threat.
The Cubs have only had 1 hit. That was the double to lead off the 4th inning by Sapelt. A little dicky ground ball right down the left field line. He ended up scoring a run. Definitely not a hard hit ball.
Junior Lake is on deck. And the 2-1 pitch just misses in. It's 3 balls and a strike. Hamburger's gotten 3 ground ball outs, 1 strikeout, a couple outs in the air. Only the 1 walk so far. Well hit left field. Jarrett Prince came in, and it's over his head. A misread and a leadoff double for Gonzalez.
Yeah, those are the toughest plays for outfielders, the line drives that are hitting right at you. And I think Jared thought that ball was going to be out in front of him. turned out it really carried well. And by the time he realized it, it was just a little bit too late to make the adjustment for it. Now it goes, well, they're going to give it an error. I'd be upset if I was the hitter, even though it might have been a catchable ball. It was a hard hit ball that I don't know if Jared ever touched it or not, but it goes as an error.
So the Cubs with 3 shots here to bring in the tying run. Barehanding is Osuna, and it's a good sacrifice by Junior Lake, and Gonzalez now at third with 1 out. Bobby Scales, the number 9 hitter, now with a chance to untie it. He has struck out and grounded out. Scales, the first batter Hamburger faced in the 6th, and he rolled one to second base. Rangers out hitting the Cubs 4-1. Infield playing in. Ball 1 away. Tom's a left fielder. That has got to be the worst feeling you could have out there.
Yeah, you know, if it goes by the infielder, at least he knows there's going to be someone there to pick it up. When it gets by an outfielder, there's only the fence to help. But you got the wind blowing out, which makes the ball jump. A hard hit ball right at you. There's a lot of wind, a lot of sun. So what looks like a simple play from up here, when you're out there battling those elements and that type of ball, it's not quite as easy as it looks sometimes.
Into the gap in right center field. Gonzalez makes it 2-1 on an RBI double by Bobby Scales. That one left up. Got a little too much of the plate on the outside half. And it ends up just the second Chicago hit of the day. Both have been doubles. Sapelt led off the 4th with a double off Harrison. And scored their first run out to the top of the order. And Jim Adducci, who replaced Sapelt a couple innings ago. Sprayed back foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking ahead to the Ranger 8th, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters scheduled up. Queta, Rodriguez, and Sarmiento. In the air, out into left center field. Prince making this catch. And he holds Scales at second base. 2 outs now. And Adrian Cardenas will bat at the number 2 spot, taking over for Blake DeWitt. And the Brain Trust on hand here. Rangers president, CEO, Nolan Ryan. Hamburger trying to finish his 3rd inning in relief. As the Cubs are hoping for another run to be tacked on. Talk about making the most of only 2 hits. They've gotten the maximum out of the 2 they've gotten this afternoon.
Yeah, both of the balls, a double and a 2-base error, were leadoff hits. The next batter moved them to third base, and then they scored. 1 on a fly ball, 1 on a double.
Mark Hamburger Could have been much sharper in his first 2 innings, the 6th and the 7th. And low to Cardenas. Ball 3, 3-0. Cubs yesterday got to Alexi Ogando in his 3rd inning in relief. Put up a 5 spot in the 8th inning, 3 hits and an error. As Alexi seemed to lose a little steam. That one outside, ball 4. And that is Sean Green getting ready as fast as he can as Mike Maddox arrives at the mound for a chat. No, Tom, a case of a pitcher getting in work. If it were a regular season game, good chance Hamburger wouldn't still be in the game. It is 3rd inning, but
yeah, there's a lot of pitchers in camp now that aren't necessarily candidates to make the Rangers staff, but they're going to be important pitchers on minor league staffs. And so while they're here, the Rangers are doing the best they can to get them stretched out so they'll be prepared for their minor league season. You don't want guys to join their minor league team at the end of spring training not stretched out and ready to help that ball club. So the one thing that's helped the Rangers do that has been the split squad games, having some of the big league pitchers pitch in minor league games, spread out the action, and the Rangers really have had the opportunity to get all their pitchers stretched out almost exactly how they want them to. Even Ogando pitched multiple innings yesterday just in case. Hamburger's getting 3 innings today. Scott Feldman pitched into the 5th inning yesterday. Now, Scott and Ogando could open up the season in the bullpen. But if they do, they'll have been stretched out and perfectly ready to go.
Strasburger makes the catch on the fly ball by Reed Johnson. The Cubs take the lead. A run, a hit, an error, and a man left. Rangers injury report. Craig Gentry nursing that wrist that he sprained, his left wrist, on a dive against the Indians on Tuesday. He did take batting practice yesterday. Good sign. Mike Napoli with a tweak of his groin, getting a couple of starts at DH as a result. Joe Beimel, suffering from a virus, was able to throw a bullpen session yesterday. And that's our Rangers injury report. Brought to you by the Medical Center of Arlington. Cubs' 4th pitcher of the afternoon comes on, Alberto Cabrera. And Matt Keita set to lead things off for the Rangers. The Rangers got their lone run back in the 3rd. Cubs tied it in the fourth, took the lead in the top half of this 8th inning. And here's Keita. Got a start here yesterday, looking for his first base hit, and he looks at a strike. Keita stepping in for Garcia at second base. Garcia doubled and scored in the Ranger third. This one handled unassisted at first. So Cabrera gets one quick out here in the 8th. And Gilder Rodriguez now at the top of the order, taking over for Elvis Andrus at short. 0 for 3 day for Andrus. Could be trouble down the left field line, and it is fair. Into the Ranger bullpen it goes, and Gilder Rodriguez at second base with the double. The Rangers' 5th hit of the day. That one drifting right over the middle of the plate. And so with one out, the tying run in scoring position. And the batter is Chris Robinson. And he gets hit with the first pitch from Alberto Cabrera.
Well, if you're Chris Robinson, you're getting a chance to get in a bat in a key situation. The last thing you want to do is get hit by a pitch. You want a chance to swing the bat and knock in a run right there. So he'll take first base, but I'm sure he's not too thrilled with it. Right in the rib cage. Not only that, but it probably hurts too.
Brings up Ryan Strasburger. 2 on with only 1 out. And high for ball 1. Everything started well for Cabrera. Got a quick out. Getting Keita to ground out. And that one drops in for a strike. It's a ball and a strike. Chris Volstad, the starter, went 4 innings, 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 3, didn't walk anybody. Blake Parker worked 3 hitless innings with a walk and a strikeout. Lendy Castillo pitched the 7th, worked around a leadoff walk. And he struck out 1. Way up high, it's 2-2. Off with the pitch and taking third, and now heading home on the base hit. Rodriguez ties the game at 2.
That was a 2-2 pitch. I'm not sure if that was a hit and run or whether he was just stealing on his own. But it looked like the second baseman took a step toward second, and that allowed Strasburger's line drive to go into right field. See the man break toward third. Nice job of hitting right there. Second baseman. No, actually the second baseman was playing over toward second. He wasn't making a move towards second. That might have just been a case where the man at second, Gilder Rodriguez, was stealing third base. Second baseman was shaded over, way over as a matter of fact, in double play depth.
Pop up at first base turns into a double play. Oh, that was a hopper. That was a chop off the plate.
Yeah, it looked like a pop-up the way it came off the bat.
So out number 2. Yeah, right in front of the plate.
It looks just like a pop-up to first base.
Runners advance. Robinson now at third. Strasburger at second. And Joey Butler fouls the first pitch back. So a 2-2 ball game. Rangers out into the Cubs now 6-2. What an opportunity here for Joey Butler. Base hit. Rangers can take a 2-run lead after surrendering their lead in the top half of the inning. .96-mile-an-hour heat. I think that may be the hardest fastball anybody's thrown here today. Right through Butler's swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cabrera hoping Butler might wave at that one just off the plate. Iannucci in the on-deck circle. Held off that one as well.
A tough pitch to hold off on, too. That was a hard 85-mile-an-hour slider that was very close to the outside corner.
Look over at Robinson at third base. The 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging. But the Rangers come up with the tying run on 2 base hits. 2 men left. On to the 9th. On to the 9th inning. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve in Las Vegas. It's 2-2. And the third pitcher of the day, our Ozarka pitching change, as Sean Green comes on for his 5th spring appearance. And he's got the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 due up here. Green following 3 innings of relief by Mark Hamburger. He gave up a run on a hit. Walked 2, struck out 1. Matt Harrison in his 5-inning start today. Only 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 run allowed as he struck out 5. Sean Green Wednesday gave up his first runs of the spring. 3 runs, scoring a walk, a double, and a couple of singles for the Rockies. And strike one to Brian LaHare, who was grounded out, struck out, and flied out today.
LaHare had a huge year last year in AAA. Hit over 30 home runs, knocked in around 100 runs, hit over 300. Huge on base percentage, slugging percentage. Trying to make a bid for playing time with the Cubs.
Well, this is a good year to be doing that, because the Cubs coming off a 71-91 season. And they are a business under new management, with Theo Epstein taking over to take over the president of baseball operations slot, leaving the Red Sox, where he was the architect of not one but 2 World Series titles. So the Cubs taking a fresh look at big chunks of their roster. Green trying to avoid the leadoff walk here in the 9th. At the very top of the strike zone, he gets the call from Scott Berry. Well, LaHare didn't think so. The 3-2 pitch. Hit well left field. Prince is over and reaches to make the running catch. Prince with a good jump that time. So he didn't have to leave his feet to make the catch and bring extra bases into play. So with 1 out, Joey Mather, who was struck out, grounded out, and walked. Sean Green has considerable major league appearances on his resume with the Mariners 06 through 08. The Mets in 2009 and 10, and last year with the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, falls behind Mather, putting himself in another hole. It's 2-0. Michael Brenly has come out on deck. He'll bat for Steve Clevenger. Hammered into the left field corner and out of here. Home run. The Cubs lead it 3-2.
You mentioned that Sean had fallen behind the hitter, 2 balls and no strikes. So he's up in that situation, looking for a good fastball to hit. There's been some great pitching today to keep the ball in the ballpark, the way the wind has been blowing out. But that ball was hit well, got it up in the air, and with the way the wind's blowing, there was no way it was going to stay in the ballpark.
He jumped all over that pitch. And Chicago up 3-2 as Brenly looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Here's what the Cubs have done with their 3 base hits. That's all they have today. Dave Chappelle led off the 4th with a double and scored. Bobby Scales doubled in a run in the 8th. And now the Mather home run. Three base hits, all for extra bases, 8 total bases. They've been out hit 6-3. the Rangers, for their part, they left 6 men on. Good looking pitch there. Sean Green looked like a hard slider.
The third baseman. And a good sinker. Comes right back and catches the outside corner. You recognize the name Brenly. That's because his dad is Bob Brenly, big league manager, big league catcher.
With 2 outs, here's Edgar Gonzalez. Gonzalez is grounded out, walked and stolen second base. And he led off the 8th with the hard hit ball out to left field, on which Prince misplayed it and it went over his head, charged with an error. Trying to backhand that one. Barehanded attempt by Gilder Rodriguez, but he can't come up with it.
Yeah, would have been a great try. I don't think he would have thrown him out anyway. Gets a glove on it, a hand on it. But even if he fielded that cleanly, he's going to have a hard time getting anything on the throw. And probably wasn't going to get Gonzalez anyway.
Junior Lake 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Gonzalez at first after the infield single, and Green out in front of Lake now. No balls and 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, 6, 7, and 8 hitters are due, beginning with Mike Bianucci. And the 0-2 pitch just foul back. Rangers hoping to pull off a 2-game sweep of the Cubs here in Vegas, winning yesterday 12-7. Completely different game today. The 2 teams yesterday combining for 19 runs on 23 base hits. Lofted to left field for Jared Prince. The Cubs take the lead off of Sean Green on Joe Mather's home run. Last chance coming up for the Rangers in Las Vegas. Well, the Rangers down to their last chance here in the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing the Cubs 3-2. And now sun-splashed Cashman Field in Las Vegas. And they'll To attempt the save here is the right-hander Rafael Dolis. And he's got the 6, 7, and 8 spots due up in the Ranger order. Beginning with Mike Bianucci. Yesterday's game started out as a pitcher's duel and in the late innings became a slugfest. This would have stayed a pitcher's duel. Dolis, the 5th pitcher by Dale Swin today. And Ron Washington has only gone to his bullpen twice.
Dolis pitched in Double-A ball last year for the Cubs. He had 17 saves. He also had 4 starts. He was a starter for most of his early minor league career. Looks like they're trying to turn him into a relief pitcher now.
Bianucci ready. Dolis's first pitch is chopped foul. Good day yesterday for Bianucci, 2 for 2. Scored a run. Drove in a couple. And he reaches. The tying run is aboard with nobody out.
I mean, definitely not what Dolis had in mind. In a 1-run ball game, that ball just gets away from him, way out of the strike zone. Ball's about 2 feet into the batter's box.
And it brings up Elio Sarmiento, who immediately shows bunt here, and that brings the third baseman Gonzalez in on the grass. Lake and Scales a double play depth. That bunt, no contact, and safe at second base. Waited to see if Scott Berry would rule that to be a foul tip. He didn't. And no argument here by the Cubs with Brentley, the new catcher. And just like that, tying run in scoring position with nobody out.
And it may still be a bunt situation. Sarmiento had squared around to sacrifice the man into scoring position. Well, he's in scoring position now, but Ron Washington may choose to bunt again and move him to third base with 1 out, where you can get him in a lot of different ways. Dolis struggling with his command, to say the least, right now.
Three chances now for the Rangers to at least bring in the tying run. And that pitch not close either. It's run out now to 2 balls and no strikes. Corners coming in on the grass.
I think what Ron's saying right there, okay, I was going to sacrifice early in the count, but he ran the count to 2-0. I'm going to give him a chance to swing right here, get a fastball and try to pull it, which he did. He just fouled it off. The ball is a pretty good sinker. Couldn't get the bat on it. He had the right idea. Now it goes back to the bunt. Now ahead in the count, 3-1, looking fastball all the way. Probably go back and let him swing right here. We'll see.
He barely pulled the bat back in time on that pitch.
Let him hit 2-0. See if he hits 3-1 right here.
Bunting, and it is a good one. Barely out at first. As Bianucci takes third. 90 feet away from tying the game with 1 out in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
I guess if you're the runner at third base right here, what you'd be concerned about is a possible wild pitch. We've seen a couple of pitches way out of the strike zone. That's a nice play right there. Tough throw with a runner right in your way.
Textbook small ball. This inning started with Bianucci hit by a pitch, stole second, sacrificed the third, infield in. Jared Prince takes low. Prince's second time up, caught looking by Lendy Castillo to end the seventh. Way under his chin. 2 balls and no strikes.
That's 93 miles an hour, too.
You know what Prince is thinking here. He can make up for his misplay, this misread out in left field. One hopper, though. Gonzalez across the diamond. Bianucci has to stay put. And the Rangers down to their final out now. Matt Cada. Last hope for the Rangers to at least keep this going into extra innings. He grounded to first back in the 8th. Off of Alberto Cabrera. Partisan Cubs crowd rising, and they watch a high pop up into shallow right field. Trouble out there. No, Mather makes the catch fighting the sun, and the Cubs hang on here in the 9th. They leave the tying run at third base and salvage a split of the 2-game series here at Cashman Field, 3-2. And we'll return to wrap this one up from Vegas in a moment.